Today on Clubhouse Gas, we continue our look into Australian Little League. Michael O'Donnell, our field reporter in Australia, was at the national tournament. He talked with coaches, parents, and players, and they tried to give us an insight into what Australian baseball is really like. Bill, thank you so much. As we mentioned before, baseball in Australia dates back 150 years. It was originally played as a winter stay-in-shape sport for the summer sport of cricket. But in the later part of the 20th century, the famous sporting goods giant A.G. Spalding spent time in Australia promoting the game of baseball. He was quoted as saying, "Baseball is a sport of the masses. Cricket, a game for the leisure classes. Baseball takes 2 to 3 hours. With cricket, it takes 3 to 4 days." End quote. Baseball over the years went through a series of peaks and valleys, with the surge coming in the last 10 years. With the proliferation of baseball and college scouts searching the globe for great athletes and a silver medal at the 2004 Athens Olympics, it has created an excitement at the youth level. At the championship, Michael caught up with a couple of former Olympic stars and players' dads to get their take on baseball today in Australia.
It's very tough. 10 years ago we had the National League around, and when the National League was around, baseball was very big. The Perth had a very big name in Perth. We had one team in one town, which was successful. The other states generally had 2 teams in each town, which sort of diluted the crowd numbers, but Perth's always been very successful, and as people from Perth are very sport orientated. They like to make sure they get out there. The weather's also very friendly for us. Cricket is really the only opposition to us in Perth, being both summer sports, and we're happy to go along with that. Cricket numbers are good, obviously, but I think with the re-emergence of a National League here in Australia, that baseball will be very strong, and Perth will once again hopefully be in the top teams around.
How do you get your young man geared up to play baseball when you've got the major sports like cricket and swimming to compete against?
It's tough. You've got soccer now, that's a big sport too, and you know what, once you get the leather glove on them, the big thing is to get the leather glove on. Once we get the leather glove on kids, they tend to stay with our sport.
We caught up with some of the tournament coaches to discuss the event and just baseball in general.
It's a game where you can get in and get out. You get 3 at-bats. In cricket you might get a duck and you finish, so we like to sort of promote the game that way.
We have an army of volunteers that work very hard in promoting this game in this country. The tough part with that is that this cricket, we don't have any idols to look up to for these boys other than in America in the major leagues. And we really need that extra level that these boys can look at and say, that's what I want to become in this country.
Interesting. So Mr. Spalding was right. Kids get more action in a shorter period of time with baseball as opposed to cricket. Baseball is catching on in a flat bat-dominated society. We cannot have a Little League baseball tournament without the kids. We go to the field now to find out if Aussie boys are any different than U.S. boys when it comes to baseball. Let's see if there's any special secret Aussie drink that they have before a game, like, say, a Vegemite protein shake.
I usually drink like water or a Powerade or have a sandwich to eat or something.
Definitely a Gatorade.
Powerade. Gatorade.
Gatorade's the thing, isn't
Love the Gatorade.
Sounds like any old game in the States to me. In the U.S., it's been a long tradition for youth baseball players to follow their favorite Major League Baseball team, but do Australian Little Leaguers even follow American professional baseball? We asked them their favorite baseball teams, and man, it did not take them a second to come up with an answer.
Seattle Mariners.
Mets. Go the Mets.
San Francisco Giants.
Atlanta. Red Sox.
St. Louis Cardinals.
Dodgers.
The New York Mets. They're really good.
Then Michael asked them if they were nervous about being interviewed for a show in America.
How do you feel about being interviewed in front of a television camera to over 100 million people in the USA?
It feels really good to be in the TV and...
Okay, cut.
Oh, it's great. It's so good. I think it's really cool. I'm a bit nervous, but it's really fun.
These lads are great. A fabulous week of baseball in a country a half a world away. A wonderful story of baseball in Australia, and the Hills North Club is set to play in July in the Little League Regionals in Hong Kong. We wish good luck to all on the road to Williamsport. Clubhouse Cast would like to thank the Australian Baseball Federation and all the people down under that made this production happen, especially our friend Glenn Long. In closing, we congratulate all the teams that participated, and we look forward to next year's event.